Grant. We start off with the detective graduating top of his class. Danny waited anxiously, even though this is not his usual character. Detective Danny Baxter, please come up. This begins the career of who will be New York's best and most honest cop. See now, Thunder. Oh, thank you, somebody. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Uh, okay, which goes directly to Essentia, apparently. That's awesome. Now, with this one, it, the guy's sitting there patiently, and, we got a lot of praise and lots of things coming up. And it says, this begins the career of a person who's going to be the most, New York's best and most honest cop. I immediately thought, yeah, I wonder what he's going to do wrong. So for me, the tension wasn't even what was being written. It was in wondering if that statement was going to be true or not. Is this really a good guy? He's top of his class. Is he? They called him the most honest cop, so he's obviously made a lot of, a good impression on the people around him. The commissioner's calling him this right there in front of the graduating class. So I wonder what's going to go wrong. Okay, so what's this guy got going? All right, all right. Ah, goodness. So second, Demon X says there's something that absolutely recoils from this assignment. I feel like I'm trying to be manipulative and makes me not want to write for some odd reason. But you do it anyway. Like, you write like this anyway. You've got to have people interested immediately, or they don't keep reading. If they're not interested in the first sentence, they're not going to read the second one, and they're not going to read the third one. They're not going to go on to the next paragraph, and they're not going to turn the page. So, and Pyro, that's at a point, like, you're almost trying to front load the story with lots and lots of promise. Kind of, but we did talk about that, I think, last week, is you are making a promise. And if the book is going to be any good, you've got to fulfill that promise. The first part is, you want to set up some tension. There's got to be conflict. There has to be conflict. And ultimately, you want to try for every single sentence to have conflict in it. That's probably not going to help, but or that's probably not going to happen. But every paragraph, certainly every page has got to have some sort of conflict, because the minute we say, "Oh, we lived happily ever after," kind of out of story at that point. Once the conflict is gone, there's no reason to keep reading. There's nothing left to read about. Everything's been solved. Everything's done. It's like, okay, I mean, how many pages will you read? They were really, really happily ever after. I mean, for a long time, they were really happy. They had no conflict. Their days started perfect. They were always in love. They never grow old. Nobody ever got sick, and they were really, really happy ever after. So, I mean, at some point, you're kind of going, okay, I think I got this. I got this. We can move on. So we need conflict. And the hook, that first thing at the beginning, it's just something that sets us up for whatever's coming, and it is our promise. It is our promise to the other people, to the reader, for the rest of the book. This is what you're getting. This is my problem. This is my conflict, or this is the turning point where shit's about to hit the fan. So, yeah. Gaming stream is scheduled to start at 6. Yeah, this one is. We are having a gaming stream after this. Does anybody else have something that they wanted to read? We have Fallen Rose. You came in here. So Fallen Rose, you're on, sweetie. It's up to you.
Oh, thanks.
So read your story. Read your opening when you're ready. I get messages coming at me from all over the place. Is she able to hear me? Fallen Rose, are you able to hear me? This isn't working, is it? Okay, can you read your part? Did you have something to read? If you do, I'm going to stop talking. You read it right now. Hmm. Okay, so maybe, all right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, do you have a, well, yeah, we can put it on push to talk because we were hearing you typing and a lot of background noise. So maybe you're going to have to hit the push to talk button. You know what? I've done this so many times. Oh, when I first started recording, I've got a whole library of whole games that I played with the mic off. Yeah, it was awesome. Oh my goodness. Gunsmith. I understand. I think a hook is strongly dependent on genre. I mean, there's different kinds of hooks, but there's still ultimately it's a hook. You've got to write something that's got enough interest in that first sentence or that first paragraph that people are going to keep reading. Whether you want to call it a hook or just call it a good action-packed or a good dramatic or a very interesting paragraph, it doesn't really matter what you call it. Ultimately, the first sentence has got to be worth something, and if not, then the second had better very quickly pick that up, and you got to have something in that first paragraph because there's not going to be a whole lot of reason to go on and read the second paragraph. So, baby chicks. Bianca has something else to publish. Yeah, we're having a lot of technical things going on today from all over the world, apparently. So all we need now is for Bella to jump up here and eat my mouse. Yep.
Oh, don't jinx yourself.
The silent talker. Okay, something is gotten public. So I'm going to read this one for her then. And she says, "Hi, I'm Juliet Williams. Well, all people call me insane at my insanity room. It Will it all started when I was 12 when I was bullied so much by people. And then I got a crazy moment and then the world went black and then I woke up and I was in the back of a cop car on 12th Street. And my bully, Zane Blake, he was lying on the street with his chest cut open and I felt blood on my face and my hand held a butcher's knife." Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Lots of tension, lots of drama, lots of conflict. Oh my God, we've got this. Was it a kid? Did it start out a kid called me insane when I was 12 and being bullied? And it's like, no. Okay, so that's got all kinds of places they go. Thomas, depending on the age, there is the legal thing, and that will depend very much on the state. I'm sorry, you guys. Thomas has asked if publishers accept books from children because he'd like to send a book. Now, the thing is, these days, a publisher, oh boy, yeah, we can talk about that too. The simple version for you, Thomas, is because of your age, your parents would have to be involved. There are just legal requirements. Companies cannot make a contract with somebody under at the age of adulthood or age of majority or whatever they called it, and every state and country is going to be different, so you would have to look into that for where it is you're living or going to be living or whatever at the time you do that. And we'll be talking about getting published and things like that. These days, I don't know, unless you're already an established writer or you've won some awards, you might be better off just going for self-publishing, but you would still need to have your parents involved, because it is a legal contract between you and whoever is actually getting the book out there. Even if it's Amazon and it's a Kindle version, like I bought this morning of Diego's book, yeah, you would have to have your parents involved for sure. So, what do we have going on? David Bowie. I don't know how you guys got on David Bowie, but yeah. Okay. Another one. Let's go. Move. Different channel, different thing. And then we are doing games here. I'm going to be offline for about 10 minutes because I haven't actually eaten today. Sorry, Ava. Wow, you're the one who started the David Bowie thing? Homework for next week. Homework for next week. Yeah, we were going to talk, I was going to talk about conflict. The idea of conflict on every page if possible. Okay, what do we have? Okay, a joke opener from Bianca and Jazz. A brave little ibex went to the lair of the T-Rex. Within the contents held stuff, and that stuff may or may not have been golden. It was dark down there, okay? Sheesh. And now the ibex must continue his brave journey home. Oh, God. They're just making stuff up right now. Okay, so conflict. Let's write. I want something with conflict. Now you guys are doing it, but can we do it on purpose? That's a kicker. You guys are doing it really, really well. Okay, dug far enough into my aborted NaNoWriMo attempt that I found the paragraph I probably should have started with. If you have it ready, Demonette, read. Can you do that for us? And that would be...
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
I'll let you sort that out first.
No, I just want to mute it. There we go. I'm done. It started.
Okay. No time was given to respond before the knocking party turned a key in the lock and barged in, the opening door letting in the full-throated cries of wheels screeching around the curving rails. The intruder was given pause by the sight of Fiona standing bolt upright with the back of her left hand hovering menacingly over one of her belt holsters until she recognized the guard captain, and that he was alone in the windy, exposed gap between rail cars. There was a moment of chemical, animal fear, like a small beast gazing up at a predator, even as the captain reminded himself that the blonde-haired, steel-eyed figure was on his side. The man resumed motion, opening the door the rest of the way and swiftly slipping into the room so he could close it again.
And you're right. It's good.
Oh my.
It's good. It's got all the stuff that, you know, you got the pictures, you got some sense of what's going on, you got a lot of tension, a lot of conflict, but you're right smack into it. And you know, you hit on something that I noticed the other day. I was pulled out some writing, and there's like I said, I've got, you know, two first drafts pretty much finished, and I was one of them. I know where I started it. I know the book can't start there. It's crap. I know that. And I was just kind of flipping through looking for something, and I was thinking about these opening line things, and I read one, and I went, now that makes a good opening line, and it just went click. So maybe that's where the book should start. You know, you're right into the story already, and that's, I think, where the book should actually start. So I know I just have to take this whole first chapter and use it as backstory later or something like that, and just move up and start the book a fair bit later, because it got right into it. So conflict. What is conflict? You guys have been doing it. You have actually been doing it really, really well, but we have to be able to do it on purpose, because we've got to be aware of what it is we're doing. There will be days when we write something and it really is crap and it doesn't have anything, and we're going, I don't even know why. So we're talking about things like hooks and conflict and different things, just breaking it apart so we can actually know what we're doing and know what we're looking for. So the idea of having conflict on every page, you know what, some of you guys have, let me look at something. I'm just going to see if I can back up here. Well, Fallen Rose, she put up, you know, the girl who was 12 years old. It started, she was being bullied, and she's in the back of a cop car. Somebody's dead. Well, there's a lot of conflict there. Is she crazy? Is she not crazy? The police are taking her to, she's probably not wanting to be locked up. She's been bullied. She's killed somebody. It's her against society. It's the police against her. It's her against her own mind and things that are going on. Tons of conflict there. Like really, you know, lots of things going on there. I'm going to back up and grab another. You know, the little joke thing with the ibex going to the dragon, and there may or the T-Rex, and it may or may not be golden. And, well, a T-Rex and a little ibex. There's some conflict there. It was a joke. It's still cute. Can I back up far enough? I can't back up any further than that. All right, let's see. I'm going to grab something. Now, I picked up this one yesterday, The Old Man in the Sea, because it's got one of the best opening. I love this opening line. He was an old man who fished alone in a skiff in the Gulf Stream, and he had gone 84 days now without taking a fish. There's conflict in that, because there's this old man who's out there alone in the ocean, 84 days he hasn't caught a fish. Is he hungry? How is his family surviving? It's him against the elements. It's him against nature. It's him against maybe his own old age. You know, does he have the energy to keep this up? A lot of things. In the first 40 days, a boy had been with him. But after 40 days without a fish, the boy's parents had told him that the old man was now definitely and finally Saalo, which is the worst form of unlucky, and the boy had gone at their orders in another boat which caught 3 good fish the first